In 1975, in Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan, the Supreme Court said, free and fair elections are also part of the basic structure of the Constitution. Judicial review, it was repeated, is part of basic structure. In the last episode on Supreme Court Ki Baat, I spoke about how the concept of the basic structure came into existence in 1973 in Keshavananda Bharati's case. As we all know, the basic structure doctrine is that the Constitution of India can be amended by the Parliament, but the core of the Constitution, that is the basic structure of the Constitution, cannot be amended by any government, even by the biggest majority in the Parliament. Now, in 1973, in Keshavananda Bharati's case, various judges gave their opinions as to what constitutes the basic structure. What all is covered within the ambit of the basic structure, which cannot be touched by the Parliament of India. The judges said the supremacy of the Constitution is part of the basic structure. The republican and the democratic form of government in India is part of the basic structure. Secularism is part of the basic structure. Separation of powers between the three wings of the state, that is the Parliament, the executive and the judiciary, is also part of the basic structure. The federal nature of the Indian polity is part of the basic structure. Very significantly, the power of judicial review is also part of the basic structure, which means every action of the executive, every action of the government is open to challenge before the High Court and the Supreme Court directly. In 1975, in Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan, the Supreme Court said, free and fair elections are also part of the basic structure of the Constitution. Judicial review, it was repeated, is part of basic structure. In 1980, in Minerva Mills, the Supreme Court said that the balance between fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy is part, that balance is part of the basic structure. This means that the government or the Parliament cannot give more importance to directive principles of state policy than fundamental rights. A balance has to be struck between the two. In S.R. Bommai, 1994, the Supreme Court again said that secularism in India is part of the basic structure. In 2007, a very interesting question arose before the Supreme Court in I.R. Kolo. The question was, can there be immunity against the basic structure? In other words, if certain laws are put in the 9th schedule of the Constitution, thereby immunizing these laws from being challenged for violation of Article 14, the right to equality, Article 19, the fundamental freedoms, Article 21, right to life and liberty. Can there be immunity? Can these laws be given immunity from the basic structure doctrine? The Supreme Court said no. By merely putting laws in the 9th schedule does not mean that you can bypass the basic structure doctrine. In 2015, the Supreme Court struck down the NJAC Act, whereby the Parliament wanted to change and modify the collegium system by bringing in the role of the executive in the appointment of High Court and Supreme Court judges. The Supreme Court said that judicial independence is part of the basic structure of the Constitution. Therefore, from 1973 till date, the basic structure that was sowed as a seed has become a big tree. In future, I see the further evolution of the basic structure of the Constitution. For instance, the right to privacy, who knows, may become part of the basic structure tomorrow. The right to internet access, perhaps right to social media for the Gen Z and for the millennials. These are very valuable rights. So therefore, the basic structure tree is an ever-growing tree with its branches extending themselves into the great country, that is my country, India.